right, so we're out here, we have a hard corner. Now this is a nice corner because it's actually a cinder block wall. So this is potentially cover because it's going to stop bullets. Now, I've got this corner to work, so I'm going to utilize this corner to do my concept of slicing the pie or cutting the pie. As you can see, down this hallway, I've got some potential threat or harm that I need to negotiate. So we're going to utilize the concept of slicing the pie to work this corner to see what we need to see down there. In some cases, we've been down here before, so we know what to expect as far as the room layout, things like that. And in some cases, we're going into a potential unknown area that we've never been in before. But it doesn't matter because the concept of slicing the pie will work no matter what. So let's get into it and start slicing the pie around this corner to get to the point where I can see this potential threat down there without them seeing me first. All right, so here we are, working slicing the pie tactic. So I've got this hard corner. What I like about this hard corner is the fact that it's actually cover. It's a cinder block wall, so it's going to protect me from potential bullets coming in my direction. So I'm going to utilize the tactic of slicing the pie as I come up to this. So I'm going to try to avoid common tactical errors like sucking up to the cover, being predictable, coming out the same place more than once, and exposing body parts around the corner before my muzzle and my eye. So as I approach this corner, what I want to try to do is I want to try to stay off cover the best I can. So as I come up on this corner, instead of sucking up to the corner like we've talked about, I want to try to use all this space I have to an advantage. Now keep in mind my potential harm or threat is around this corner. So I'm going to utilize all this space to work this corner and slice the pie. Now don't forget, this is just you. You're alone. So you also have to be aware what's behind you, what's in front of you, and what's in other areas. But we've only got the ability to clear and concentrate on one place at any given time. However, our situational awareness needs to maintain in a 360-degree environment. So as I come up on this corner to slice the pie, I find myself away from the corner and I find myself back here and I've started to work this corner. So that corner is the center of the pie. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take small slivers of pie till I see what I need to see. This is a great technique or tactic that you can actually practice back at home. As you can see, I'm using a plastic, inert, just blue gun. This works great. You really don't even need a gun at all. You could simply use your hands. If need be, you could take your live pistol, make sure it's cleared out, and potentially put a chamber flag in it or something like that to make sure it's safe. Bottom line, if you're going to practice this, you need to make sure you're safe, ammo is separated, and you're in a safe environment. So, cutting the pie, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back away from the corner the best I can. Might as well use all this space, and I'm going to cut small slivers of pie. As I do this, folks, I can either have my gun down at the low ready or up in the high ready like we've talked about before. Either way, what I'm doing is as I work this corner, what am I looking for? I'm looking for people. And I'm specifically looking at their hands once they're identified. And I'm going to look from floor to ceiling as I cut this corner. Because sometimes we're target fixated on what's directly in front of us and we forget things like maybe somebody hiding on the floor behind something or somebody up in a crawl space or something to that effect. So as I cut the pie, we'll say with my muzzle down at the low ready, I'm looking from floor to ceiling. We call this muzzle down, head up, and I'm looking for work. So with my muzzle down, my head up, looking for work, slicing the pie to my left, all I'm doing is I'm taking small slivers of pie, looking from floor to ceiling. I'm looking for people, and specifically with people, I'm looking at the hands. So I keep on going until I see what I need to see. I'm careful not to expose body parts. For instance, common tactical error, like we've talked about before, is a body part coming out first. So maybe my elbow is overexposed. That way, potential harm or potential suspect's going to see my elbow before I even see them. I don't want them to see me before I see them. I want it the opposite. So I want to avoid that. Try not to overexpose myself, get a leg out, get a head out, get a leg or arm out or anything like that. I want to just cut the pie so that the only thing being exposed is my muzzle and my eyeball, looking from floor to ceiling, looking deep down inside that room, seeing what I need to see, until I get to the point where I've cleared this entire area. So I almost need to blade my body so that all my body is on the strong side of cover. So the only thing going around this corner is my muzzle and my eye and my hand and my arm that's attached to that gun. So muzzle down, head up, bladed. Most of my body is off to my right. Muzzle down, head up, looking for work. And I'm cutting that pie, looking from floor to ceiling, looking for people. As I cut this, I've staged a target up down there. So at this point, folks, right here, as I look down this hallway, I can actually see the right hand of somebody and they're holding what appears to be a gun. So as I look down this hallway right now, here's where the advantage really works and really sticks out with cutting the pie. At this point right here, folks, I can see the right hand of a suspect holding a gun. I can see that, but they can't even see me yet because I haven't got into their focus yet. I haven't even gotten to their eye yet. That means they can't see me. So if I utilize this cover or concealment properly, they're not going to see me. I'm going to see them before they see me, and that's exactly what we want. So that raises a question. At this point, I can see that. What do I do about it? Am I going to keep on going and negotiate with that? Do I simply back off and realize that there's potential harm there? Maybe I need to go someplace else and call for reinforcements or come up with another plan B. That's something you're going to have to decide based on the situation you're faced with and where you have to go to find safety. If we keep on going with this, I've identified the suspect. I could communicate. Put the gun down, come out with your hands up, or put the gun down, stay where you are, the police are on the way, something to that effect. However, let's say I didn't come into contact with anybody. I'm simply going to continue to clear this corner until I've seen everything I need to see. So at this point, with this particular corner, folks, I've cleared it. I've got a long wall here. There's an opening down the hallway with a potential suspect in it, and there's another couple doors down there. But at this point, I've safely cleared this entire environment without overexposing myself. That's slicing the pie.